What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Anybody that's new that's just tuning in, yes, that's you. Hello, welcome. Today I'll be doing something a little different. Not so much a modified vehicle or a daily vehicle. This is something more for the adventurous person, the person who likes camping, person who likes the outdoors, just leaving town. Sometimes you just want to get away for the weekend by yourself. So that's what this project is for. This is going to be a weekender. So we're going to turn this Holden Combo microvan into a budget weekender. So we're going to do this on a budget. I don't know where it's going to go. I'm not going to try and go out and buy new parts, so I'm sourcing whatever I have around the house or in the shed. We're going to keep the budget really low on this one, so yeah, it's going to be different. Alright, let's take a look at this car real quick and we'll get right into it. Okay, so starting from the outside, different door. We got some wheels to put on. Look at this. Sitting underneath the tree, I guess. Got some paint fade up here. We'll take care of that. No worries. I think that's where we're gonna set up the solar panel. It'll be low. I don't know, it's only around 300 watts. Well, clean light. Well, not clean light. So we'll definitely get in there and polish that up. We are missing trims around here. That's one. That's good. That's still got that trim. Oh, 2 and 3. So we need 3 trim pieces. All right, write that down. I already set the awning up there. Here's this homemade roof rack. It works. So as a budget, that's what it's gonna stay like. That roof rack was already on there. Seems like a homemade one, but it's pretty solid. So seeing as this is going to be a real budget build, we're going to keep that up there and use that. Maybe probably take it off and spray it black, because you know, once it's painted black, it'll look a lot better. You won't even know that it's homemade, crappy old looking one. And we can go in here. It used to be a postie van, a country postie van, so it's real dusty. So first of all, we're going to get this carpet out. I pulled that panel off. They're really easy to take off, so you have to take these 2 off so we can get it all in there, and then start making some measurements for some tables. Now this is going to be a budget build, so I'm going to be trying to source things from inside my house, inside the shed, you know, to make tables or benches, side tables, possibly a bed on this side, and just racks or whatever I may need, some shelves. But we're going to keep it on a budget, and we'll keep track of everything as we go along. So we're going to probably look at some type of lighting up there. Probably maybe a beam straight across the front, or one up top, one up back. I don't know, we'll see how we go. Definitely want a bench around this side, I think. I think I just might make a table of some sort, so I can have some type of sink, a tap, maybe off electric, and then some type of water set up there. And seeing as that's the longest piece, and I only want it for a 1-person setup, so it's going to be a 1-person bed down there. Hopefully we can make some type of storage underneath the bed, because we have, for that awning, it comes out, also have the 4 walls that go around it, so I need somewhere to store all of that as well, which is hopefully going to be underneath there. I'm also going to put a big PVC circle tubing all the way down so I can chuck my rods in there. But as of now, that's it. So that's about the vision for this right now. So let me get into that. I'm going to start taking off everything and getting out this old rug and start measuring stuff up. All right, so let's go. Alright guys, so we got the panels out, got the floor out, and just gave her a bit of a blowout dust down. So moving on. Like I said, we're going to try refurbish some furniture, so here's some of the stuff that I have around the house that I've found so far that I might be repurposing. Alright, so like we're going to repurpose all the furniture around here for a budget build for this thing. So I have this here, I have a bed over there, I had some other shelves up the front, wood ones, but I found that these are really lightweight, so I'm going to try and repurpose these and make them a little bit more structurally sound, so just a little bit more reinforcements. But I think that's what I'm going to have because I've already chopped it down. I've already chopped it down in half or where I need it, and it comes in 2 pieces now, so I'm thinking of using this as the sink top to put right on this side here. You know, getting a bowl, cutting it on the top and getting an electric pump and force it. It comes up and down and into there. I think that'll work pretty good as far as keeping a budget. And hopefully we don't have to buy too many new parts, try repurpose things that we have around the house. So let's just chuck this in and see how it fits and where we can fit it. So looking to have it right there. Now, I'm going to put the camera down real quick so I can fiddle around with it and place it. Sorry about yesterday guys, camera's actually died while I was recording and on the time lapse, so ran out of storage space, but I was able to carry on, do a little bit more yesterday, so I may as well just pick up where I left off. Let's go and take a look at what I actually got through yesterday. Alright, so I was able to get that bench in there. So I separated this bottom leg from the bottom. I got to chop it off and then probably weld it down bottom somewhere. So the other leg is tucked in behind this paneling and holding it firm there, and then I took it up there and butted it up to where it needed to go, and she's all level there. I also had to come around there and go down and cut that bottom leg off on an angle. Now she's just sitting on the wheel arch. There's actually nothing holding it in place right now, no welds or anything, and she is solid. So as far as that going anywhere, she's not going to go anywhere, but I am going to stick a couple tacks in there and on that wall over there, and probably on the floor as well. That way I'll know she'll be really solid. Turning onto this part, I was able to get something resembling a bed out of here. Let's get this out, that's something else. So the remaining shelf I have here, I have under here as the level, as the base. So I've cut the legs off to the height it needed to be on that side, and as it tapers a little bit higher on this side as you go up, so it's a lower point here and a higher point there, so you have to make those legs shorter than these legs are longer by about 10 centimeters. And then I had some leftover pull rails and made it the base of my bed. I've also got this wood over here, obviously, so it's another level for the bed, and I've got this other piece of weld angle there just to hold the wood where it needs to be, and she doesn't go anywhere, she's nice and level. So that's pretty much as far as I got done with what you didn't see yesterday. So this is where I am now. Let me carry on and we'll get right back into it. Doesn't look too bad right now. Actually getting a little bit tingly, it looks alright. Alright, so I have some of this old redwood decky ply laying around, so I'm just sampling it out, see what it looks like on the floor. I think after it's been all sanded and then polished and stuff, it'll look really good. But make the floor come up nice and shiny, that'll actually look really good in there. So I think that's the option I'm going with. So I'm going to go get the rest of these planks. So these are the ones I'm thinking of using, so I'm going to grab a few out of there and start mocking them up and seeing how they fit. But just cutting some stuff out now and figure out where I'm going from there. All right, let's get some wood. Damn, one hand. Okay, 5. That should be a bit for now. Let's go. Alright. Here we go. We got the now to arrange them in there and see where I end up. Wish me luck. Okay guys, so we got those bottom panels in, bottom planks. It actually doesn't look too bad. I'm liking the way it looks. I think I'm going to go with that, so I'm going to carry on the contouring of the wood along there and carry the wood frame around the bottom of the bench, around the side, and the same around the bottom of the bed, and around the side and the front. I think that'll be a good option, and that's definitely what I'm going to do. Alright, moving on. Okay, so I got some planks and put them up on the bed base and made them as the bed base, cut them out to size, and it actually works pretty well. I have this that I've taken off the old sun couch that's out the front of our house, so it no longer has any cushions. So I'll wash that down, and that fits nicely over the top of that with one cushion covering the front here. So that worked out really well for this situation I'm having here. So yeah, that's a thumbs up for me for that one. Okay, now moving on. All right, right now I'm going to be cutting out the top section of the mesh so I can open up a hole right there and then chuck a board in there, and then I have a top compartment as well. So to get that done, I'm going to have to cut some of this meshing out up the top just so I can slide a board through and then join it to that, and then I have a top compartment, just a cheap one. I don't know if I'll put a cover or doors over it, maybe just netting or something for now. But I'm going to get into cutting the mesh away and then moving on. Okay. So there's the gap we cut out. I'll put another bar across the bottom of here and then tack weld some of the mesh back down to it. Spray it black. But that's the gap we got. So I'm going to try and make that work as far as putting another shelf in there. Alright, moving on. Alright, I'm just going to cut out some wood to fit underneath the sinks for shelves, maybe a couple more planks for the top of the bed. So I'm just going to cut up a few, chuck them under there, see how they fit as shelves, a few more boards on top of there, and then we'll see what it looks like after that. Also, I think I'm going to stack up here about up to here with boards as well, and leave it as a pocket or something. I don't know, but maybe. Alright. So let's get all these up here. And these longer ones are for there. And these shorter ones, oh, I like. And the shorter ones are for the shelves. Yeah. Alright, so hopefully that's enough. Just going to fit those planks onto those shelves, see how they fit, and then I'll be back to show you guys what it looks like. Alright, before it gets too dark, let's go check this out real quick. Alright, so check it out, guys. Those are the wood shelves. Obviously I'm going to have to find some way to wall it up, but that shouldn't be too bad. I got planks for the bed. And I'll figure something out as far as storage for underneath there. So that's as far as we've gotten today, guys. We're gonna call that part 1. So we pretty much got the base of a bed set up, or something that looks like a bed. We got a bench top, yeah, and some cupboard shelves in here so far. And then being able to cut the hole in the top here. I still have to cut the NDF up and then trim the top. So I'll actually probably get into that top overhead storage compartment. I think that's the first thing I'm going to get into tomorrow. So, you know, if you're staying in for the build, check that out in the next episode. Alright guys, so the sun's going down, it's getting a bit dark, mosquitoes are coming out, and I'm starting to get bitten alive. So, I'm going to call it a night for that one. You know, I got a lot of progress done today. We got the bed. We got the bench top. Some shelves. They're not too bad. I haven't even been using their level. Nah, it's coming out all right. Straight eyes. Really not. But yeah, got that hole cut out. So I'll get back into this first thing in the morning, guys. If you see this and you got any advice, please hit me up in the comments. Let me know. Would be much appreciated, and I'll probably end up trying it out anyway. Alright guys, y'all have a good one. If you're back in part 2, I'll see you in part 2. Don't forget guys, like, comment, and subscribe if you want to help out our channel. It's free, and it helps us out so much. Alright guys, I'm tripping over everything. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one. Peace.
What?